The Halloween event in Dandy's world is slowly coming to an end, and it's been a blast. While everyone focused on what happened to Gourdy and his parents, many secrets from the event went unnoticed. For example, did you know that Sylvester has a twin sister? In this video, I'll uncover all the little details and secrets from Dandy's World Halloween event. Let's start with Sylvester right away. Have you noticed that Sylvester shares several similarities with Connie? Most importantly, they're both ghosts. In the promotional video for him, Quell reveals that Connie and Sylvester are siblings. But if we dig a little deeper in the Discord channel, you can find out that they're not just brother and sister, but they're actually twins. What I find kinda interesting is how differently the two of them speak. Sylvester is designed as a knight in armor, so it makes sense that he talks in Old English. But Connie, even though she's his twin and the same age, talks in this very youngish tone. At first, it might seem like the two are not on the best terms. You can get that impression from their conversation, where Sylvester says he wishes they'd meet even less than they already do. But the ghostly duo does care for each other, as he later says he'll always be there to protect her. Sylvester is also the first ever toon to have more than 3 hearts. He has 4 health, and this change came with its own challenges. Before the Halloween event, the whole UI wasn't ready to fit more than 3 hearts, so it had to be revamped. The toon selection menu was also redesigned, and the text under each toon was slightly enlarged. And lastly, the message to press T to view statistics was also slightly redesigned. But Connie also has some secrets of her own. In Dandy's gossip about other toons, Dandy reveals that Connie was originally a Halloween toon. That means she was also supposed to be an event toon, but she became so popular that Gardenview decided to make her part of the regular series. Back then, she went by the name Bulinski, which, according to her interaction with Roger, is her real name, though she doesn't like it. After becoming part of the regular series, she started going by the name Connie. What's important is that Connie isn't her first name, but her nickname. That's also important canonically, since only main toons have last names. When Connie left the Halloween team, she had to be replaced. Many players thought that she was replaced by her brother Sylvester. This would make sense, since they're both pretty similar. It would also make sense in the holiday toon logic, because we know that each event has at least one common character, one uncommon, one rare, and one main toon. Sylvester is an uncommon event toon, and while regular toons aren't categorized, Twisted Connie is also uncommon. But that's not the case, and Connie was replaced with Eclipse. We know that based on the interaction between the two, where Connie calls Eclipse my little replacement. Eclipse is a rare event toon, which would indicate that Connie was the rare toon of the previous Halloween team. Rebecca may not have taken this change well. In one of the gossips, Gourdy mentions that Rebecca was extremely upset that she had to remain seasonal, while Connie became a permanent character. On the Halloween floor, we can also find a poster teasing a Halloween special of the Dandy's World show, titled Holloway Haunting, which aired on October 31st, 1991. We can see bits of the show playing on TVs around the floor, but the interesting thing is that in the episode, we can see Connie, or at that time, Bulinski. This would indicate that this was one of the earlier episodes, and at the end of October 1991, Connie was still part of the Halloween toons. And there's one more interesting thing just right next to the TV, in the small living room on the Gourdy's floor. In front of the TV, there are 2 sofas. One is just an armchair with Gourdy's plushie sitting on it. This suggests that it was his spot where he used to sit. The second sofa has room for 2 toons, which could mean it belonged to Gourdy's parents. That sofa also has a purple pillow in place. If you remember, in Gourdy's paintings featuring his mom, she always wore a purple bandana. This could mean that purple is her favorite color, and that's where she used to sit. And just a few steps away, there's another secret. Have you ever noticed these paintings on the wall? They share the exact same art style that Brucia uses for her paintings. Just look at the teaser, and now compare them. This makes it nearly certain that Brucia painted those pictures. From interactions, we know that Brucia wasn't included in parties very often. That's likely because she can be a bit self-centered and isn't always nice to other toons, so they didn't invite her. The fact that there are her paintings in the Gourdy's house could indicate that Brucia liked Gourdy, but it's not clear if that was just because he's a kid or for another reason, although Toodles is also a kid, and there's no interaction between the two. Speaking of Toodles, she plays a role in this other Halloween secret I found. If you go to Dial's store and listen to his gossip, there's one about Toodles. He says he feels bad for her because she doesn't have any friends her age, only this kid from Halloween, which clearly means Gourdy. He feels bad because holiday toons are there only for a small fraction of the year. This is also reflected in the updated banner, where we can see Toodles and Gourdy playing on the Halloween map. This actually makes it the first event banner ever to feature a non-event tune. Gourdy also has one interesting gossip about Toodles, where he shares how they like to play and pretend that the Garden View Center is still open. This tells us all the tunes coexisted at one time during the short window that the Garden View Center was open. This is not that surprising, but still kinda interesting, because as the Dandy's World TV show progressed, the characters didn't usually repeat, only Dandy himself stayed. A few more things I noticed about Rebecca. It's still a bit tricky for me not to call her Rebecca, since her name is a bit unusual. But Quell actually explained what it means. Her name was made by combining the word rib and the name Rebecca. Rib is there because she's a skeleton after all. A little fun fact about her. In one of her dialogues with Gourdy, it's hinted that her limbs are detachable. What's even more exciting are Shelley's dialogues. In dialogues with Bobette, Sprout, and Yada, it's shown that Shelley likes sewing. The most important one that ties back to Rebecca is the dialogue with Sprout, where Shelley says that she's not only sewing as a hobby, learning by herself, but she actually has someone teaching her. And that someone is most likely Rebecca, based on the fact that Rebecca's trinket is needle and thread. And with that, we reach the end of today's video. I hope I managed to uncover something you didn't know before. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.